Texas Math Mundo audience, are we in store for a real treat today? Today we have the 2022 Texas UIL State Calculator Applications Champion Class 6A from PSJA, Pharr-San Juan-Alamo High School, a proud bear, Mr. Kevin Lopez. This year was incredibly competitive at 6A Calculator, and Kevin Lopez, PSJA bear, emerged victorious. So that's right ahead. Let me take a moment and quickly ask that if you enjoy this material, that you please hit the subscription button and the notification bell, smash that like button, and leave a comment below. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate your support. Again, Kevin Lopez, Class 6A 2022 UIL Calculator Application State Champion, right ahead. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Texas Math Mundo audience, are we in a store for a treat today? We have Kevin Lopez, the Class 6A Calculator State Champion just recently, 2022, in the house. Kevin Lopez is a proud PSJA bear. Welcome, Mr. Kevin Lopez.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm so happy to have you, man. It was such a competitive calculator year, and for you to emerge as number one top guy, that's really incredible. Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much.
So let me start off by saying, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I just finished AP testing. I took 3 AP tests. I have one more to go, and also finals week is almost over. I'm done with like half of my finals, but it's going pretty well.
You can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I know. The other day, my friend told me he told me there's only 3 weeks left of school, and I was like, there's only 3 weeks left of school. Like, that sounds very weird to say.
Wow. So before we get deep into this UIL stuff, because I really want to explore the UIL stuff, I want to ask, what hobbies or interests do you have outside of UIL? Like, how are you going to have fun this summer?
Well, this summer, right now, actually yesterday, I was at a meeting. I do text prep, which is like this engineering program over the summer. As far as like other hobbies and interests, almost everything that I do, I like. So I'm musically inclined. I play the piano, the guitar, the accordion. I'm also like heavily involved in school. I started my own stock club. I'm very into like the financial markets. I participate in BPA. I compete in BPA, and I'm also part of student council, robotics, just almost everything that there is to do. I'm into it. I really like everything.
Wow. So BPA is Business Professionals of America. Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh wow, wow. Yeah, you keep busy, man. That sounds like a lot of fun.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my freshman year for BPA, I competed in this computer competition. It's called PC Servicing and Troubleshooting. I got first place at regionals, second place at state, and I advanced to nationals. And then my sophomore year, so this year, I competed in this like financial competition. I competed one an individual and one as a team. It was called the Financial Analyst Team, and we did pretty well there as well.
Wow, wow. Did you say you're just a sophomore?
Yeah.
Wow, state champion, calculator applications in an incredibly competitive year, and you're the state champion as a sophomore. Wow, I can't wait for the next 2 years. Boy, that's going to be interesting. Wow. So, was this your first time in state? It must because last year we did pods. So is this was this the first time you competed at state?
Yeah, it was like my freshman year. I don't want to say I didn't take UIO seriously, but I couldn't really like compete that hard because everything was virtual and it just, I don't know, to me, it wasn't as competitive. But this was like pretty much my first time that I took UIO seriously at the state level.
And what was your impression of the state meet?
Well, I found it very interesting. There was a lot more people than I expected, and it was a really fun experience.
Isn't it electric? It's really incredible experience.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, so let me ask you, man. You know, I'm a PSJA bear too. So, you know, I'm from the same area. Uh, where are you from? Born and raised? What's your cultural heritage?
So I was born here in Edinburgh in the Valley. I've been raised in the Valley my entire life. Both of my parents lived in Mexico for most of their life, but moved to the US before having me. So there is a lot of like Mexican culture. But as far as like where I was born and raised was here in the Valley.
Oh, wow, wow. Hey, when did you realize that you had a talent for mathematics?
I want to say probably like in sixth grade. Like all the assignments that were given to me, I realized that I would be like the first one to turn it in, or I would be like the first one to respond. It wasn't really like I have a talent for mathematics, but that's when I really started to realize that I do like mathematics and that I'm just a little bit faster than everybody else, at least in that class that I had.
And so, what was your introduction to competitive mathematics?
Well, it was actually also in sixth grade. One of my math coaches, his name was Mr. Robles. He introduced me to UIL academics. And when I was in middle school, I did like all the UIL academics. I was in mathematics, calculator, number sense, dictionary skills, like everything that there was there. That's when I was introduced to UIL, and I really started to grow on that.
So you made a shout out to Mr. Robles. Did he inspire you? Who inspired you and shaped your value system?
I would definitely say he was one of them. It's not really one teacher in particular, but it would be all of my teachers that I've had. As far as like for this high school a year, I would say the teacher that inspired me the most was probably Santos. He was really like he was there, to answer any questions. He was like, okay, let's take another test. It was just he really shaped my value system. But I mean, even those middle school teachers.
Oscar Santos,
Yes.
9-time state champion. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he had told me about it. It's insane.
With him and Alvaro Leal, man, you got top quality coaches over there, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I'm a PSJA bear. I can tell you what PSJA was like in 1990. But can you tell me what PSJA is like now? I went there a few years ago for my 30-year reunion, so I just got a brief taste. Tell me about PSJA High School.
Well, I don't fully attend PSJ High School. I actually attend the school right in front of it. It's called PSJ Collegiate High School Program. But for any extracurriculars, when I do go to PSJ High, like for UIL practice, it's very, very enjoyable. Like everybody's doing their own thing. There's clubs going on. It's a very enjoyable experience.
All right, all right. And so, tell me about the team this year. You already gave a shout out to Mr. Santos. Would you like to shout out any other adults or even your teammates? Give a shout out to those guys.
Yeah, well, first of all, my other coach, Mr. Alvaro Leal, he's really good. You know, whenever Santos isn't there to help me out, I could just easily turn to him, get a different explanation. And as far as my teammates, I'd like to give a shout out to Andres Flores. He didn't perform as well as he was supposed to, but he is a really good teammate. He's always there, like taking checks with me. And if there's something that I don't understand, he'll like truly take the time and make sure that I have a great grasp of the concept.
Okay, wow, that's your teammate?
Yeah,
All right. And what grade is he in?
he's a junior.
Oh, wow. So y'all are coming back strong next year, too.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year.
So tell me how your preparation was like. How do you become a state champion? What are your study habits, the practice regimen? Did y'all go to a lot of practice meets?
Well, we attended the vast majority of the practice meets. I don't recall. Maybe we missed like one or two practice meets. But as far as study habits, I really got into the rhythm of taking tests at home and then coming to the next day with like really good questions. So time really isn't wasted. Because sometimes we can't meet every day. And whenever I catch Santos, like crossing periods, I ask him like a quick question like, hey, there's this very difficult question. Like, let's say I take this test and I don't know the answer to like 5, 6 questions. I'll be able to ask him those 5, 6 questions and take more tests at home. So that was like the main rhythm. And as far as like preparation right before state, it was just taking tests at the hotel, you know, just constantly taking tests, making sure that you have everything down. Don't make any mistakes, don't miss any crunchers, and just getting into that very like smooth and relaxed rhythm.
Wow, wow. 6A calculator was incredibly competitive this year. Incredibly. Coming out of region, you were the fourth scorer. And then y'all win it at state. Was that a surprise? I bet y'all were ecstatic when you heard the result.
Yeah, yeah, it was insane. But I mean, when I finished the test, I was super confident in my score. I don't know, I just felt very well paced, very normal. I didn't think I was gonna win state though. It was very surprising.
I want to ask, do y'all have many local rivalries like Edinburgh Vela, or how about state rivalries? Tell me about your rivalries.
Well, you know, North Shore is up there for sure. Bella, I think there is like maybe one or two kids that we come across every meet, but I usually don't. I don't try to think too much about it. I just think about like, okay, like let's just perform the best as you can and then continue forward.
Oh, I got you. I got you. All right. So I have to ask, calculator state champion, what calculators do you use?
I use the TI Inspire and the HP35S. I use the HP35S for the crunchers and then the T Inspire for anything else. Sometimes I use them for the geometries or the word problems, but I never do crunchers on them.
Oh, wow. So you're only a sophomore, so you have this year and last year. So what is your favorite moment or moments from UIL? Was it getting the gold medal around your neck?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say my favorite moment was like the overall entire state experience. Just, you know, exploring campus, taking the test. I don't know. I want to say that was probably one of the smoothest tests I've taken in my life. I don't know what it was. It was very like flow. Like the time was great. It was just the state experience was probably the best experience out of all of UIL.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I get you because you do a lot of team bonding. You feel close to your team and coaches when you go explore the campus, eat together. I feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you when you say that. I feel
Yeah, all those really just the overall experience, staying at the hotel, the practices, everything was just really great.
you. Exactly, exactly. So, how does it feel to be a state champion?
Well, aside from it being feeling great, it's just that's pretty much it. It feels really nice, you know, putting in the hours and that's it. You get your nice reward in return. It feels nice. Feels nice. It's very relieving.
Uh, so, where do you plan to keep those gold medals? You got the team one and you got the individual one.
Well, right now the gold medals are actually on this shelf I have. They're still in the little pouch that they came in. I don't plan on doing anything else with them. As much as I like receiving trophies, plaques, and medals, I really value like the winning over it. Like That's what I really care about. Like just holding that title, not really the physical reward. But for the meantime, I plan on keeping them up there in that shelf just until like I move it aside.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. So I was going to ask, you might have answered it. I said, so, what do you value the most about your UIL journey so far?
Well, what I value the most, I know I had said that I really value the state experience, but in reality, as far as like valuing the entire UIL journey, it's really the knowledge and like the ability to do things a little bit faster. I really value the one-on-one experience that I get a lot because it's very like self-paced. Like, okay, you got that question, let's go on, let's move on. You don't understand this, okay, let's work on it. Like, I really value that. The different it's a different way of learning. It's a lot faster and it's very interesting.
Yes, that's an interesting perspective. Wow, wow, wow. So, as state champion of an incredibly competitive year, uh, people probably wonder. I want to ask you, what advice would you have for your peers, for younger students, in junior high or high school, your peers? What advice can you give them as they embark on their UIL journey?
I think the best advice I can give to somebody like moving on through the UIL journey is to be consistent, to constantly like keep trying and keep pushing, always like take a test, just I think consistency is one of the best advice for this competition.
Consistency, right, right, right. Slow and steady wins the race, man. All right. Uh, so you set the bar real high as a sophomore already. So are your plans to repeat?
Yeah, yeah. Well, my plans are actually to further branch out to the other events. I do compete in mathematics, but I don't like truly. I'm not like I don't consider myself a real competitor. So I plan on enhancing those skills a little bit and try hitting mathematics and number sense to become competitive. And as far as calculator, I actually haven't taken a test. Like the last test I took was the state test. So I plan I continue I plan on being competitive there, but I plan to turn towards mathematics and number sense a little bit more.
Oh, maybe you can make a run at Top Gun at Team USA State.
Possibly, possibly.
All right. So only a sophomore. So what does the future have for Kevin Lopez? I know there's a lot at this age that you just simply don't know. But what do you see in your future?
As far as like what college
What do you plan to
or
study? Yeah, exactly.
well, what I plan on studying right now, I'm getting my associates in computer science. I don't compete in computer science, but on like the outside, I'm really interested into technology. I'm very tech savvy, and I'm interested in pursuing a career in software engineering. So I wanted to look at like I plan on digging into a little bit more into the computer science field my junior and senior year as I'll be introduced to computer science courses more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as like the college I'm going to, I'm very uncertain of that. Like we were actually talking about it on the way back to the valley, and I don't know. It's just too many options. I think we're gonna have to wait till my senior year to make that decision.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can understand completely. As the state champion, I think that might make you a natural leader. Tell me about this PSJA team. How good are they going to be in the next couple of years?
Well, the next couple of years, it's gonna be interesting because I know my high school, the program collegiate, is also gonna branch off to middle school. So we may possibly recruit middle schoolers there to feed into the high school. And I know unfortunately we'll be losing Alma Carrillo, one of our strong competitors, but I do think a few more kids come in. I know another sophomore in my grade level was really interested in doing UIL. He just never got the chance to do it. I'm pretty sure he's going to join next year, and we should continue forward, hoping for the best.
Wow. Well, knowing Oscar like I do, he has that fighting competitive spirit. So I know that he's not going to stay still for long. He'll be coaching some kids up, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Wow, wow. Any parting words or final thoughts as we conclude this interview?
It's, aside from a huge thank you, I just really appreciate this opportunity you provided me with. It's really great having you here. I appreciate you having me here.
So here's the deal. I really appreciate you sharing your perspective. You know, you're young. What I hope is that if you win again next year, and it's bound to be competitive again. So, you know, hopefully the stars align, you have another good day, all these things, you're working hard. If you win again next year, I'm going to invite you back so we can compare years. You know?
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll compare how the years are going, you know, what's different about next year and this year. So that'll be good. So you're on my radar big time, only as a sophomore, not going to be a junior. So that's great. Also, you know, I take a road trip to the Valley every so often. I contact Oscar and Peter, and you know, and sometimes some of the top competitors from the Valley, you know, those Sheridan Pioneer, you know, Derek Lee, some of those Mission Collegiate kids. We go get some tamales, man. Maybe if you're around, you'll join us for some tamales.
Of course, anytime.
It's always a lot of fun, man. A lot of guys passionate about mathematics. We have a good time talking UIL, man. So I really hope, if I can make that trip to the Valley this summer, I really hope that you can join us for some tamales, man.
All right, I look forward to.
Absolutely. And you know what I look forward to? I look forward to following you the next couple of years, man. I'm going to be very interested. Now that I've gotten to know you, Kevin Lopez, state champion as a sophomore in a very competitive calculator division, I look forward to following your progress. I will be following your progress. So understand, when you go to these meets, I'll be paying attention to those scores.
All right, I'll take that into consideration.
All right. But hey, I want to wish you the best of luck. Hopefully our paths will cross soon, and I want to just thank you very much, all right? Farewell.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Wow, what an incredibly enjoyable conversation with Kevin Lopez, the 2022 Texas UIL State Calculator Applications Champion, Class 6A from PSJA, Pharr-San Juan-Alamo High School down in the Valley. And that was really great. I wish him all the best, and he's only a sophomore. He'll be back. All right, cool. So let me take a moment and ask that if you enjoy this content, that you please hit the subscription button and the notification bell, smash that like button, and leave a comment below. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Let's spread this joy. Let's spread this to as many people as possible. I really appreciate it. I got plenty of wonderful things in store for this channel, and I really appreciate your support. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Farewell.